Yeah, a lot of the times we know that municipalities definitely have a lot of backlog on everything. As you can imagine, there's backlog. So there's an issue of you trying to do some renovations around your house and some of the approvals you need to get from the municipality and that whole drag of going from one point to the next and all of those things. Philip is here to just help us understand some of the processes. Morning, Philip. How are you doing?
Guys, thanks for having me. Yeah.
So, first of all, is there a period that's considered normal in terms of the waiting period for getting a response? A
I
response.
love what you.
And I was saying a response and ultimately an approval from the municipality regarding a property renovation.
Yeah, I think so. First things first. Let's differentiate. You
Yeah.
get two types. You've either got as built, which is what I'm assuming our listener was asking about, because this is when the house is already existent, but now you need to sell and you need the plans for an approval or a bank approval. According to SPLUMA, the Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act. So you have to get your plans in order if you want to sell. So that's called an as-built. So it's as the property's built. It's supposed to be a quicker period and it's supposed to be cheaper because the architect does less work. But the plan submissions at the municipality is exactly the same. Then you also get new plans because I'm building a new house or something like that, or a new development.
Yeah.
Then you've got to submit your SDP first. So there's a second round of applications. The first round is the SDP, which is basically just letting the municipality know what you're planning on doing.
Okay.
And then it goes through all of these approval stages, six departments, and then the two building inspectors. And usually when you submit, they've even got a ticketing system so that you can follow up on your plan.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's 6 people that, I'm assuming that there are key performance indicators that are managed by, but I'm assuming that they're not managed by them.
Okay.
So now the plans go back and forth through these departments. That takes a lot of time. Then, it gets to an approval stage. Then they leave you some comments. Then you need to pick up the plan. You need to make some changes. Then resubmit.
And it goes through
Again.
that very same process again.
And then, this is just the SDP thus far. Then you've still got to submit the building plans. Same thing. So, which is just a more detailed version of the SDP, the site development plan. Goes through the process again. And remember, these oaks aren't held accountable. And I don't really think it's only the people. It's the process as well. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to do with the people because now, all 6 people in the department are looking at each other like.
Because here's the thing with this message that we got from a listener who's saying, listen, it took me over a year to get property renovations approved. So from what you're explaining, starting from the you said STB? SDB, right? Those are the initial applications, whatever that you're submitting. So in between these 6 units, do you get the comments only at the end, or during the process can someone stop you and say, go get this, or is it only at the end?
No, it's only at the end.
Okay.
And then it has to go through again.
Okay.
So this is where it takes a lot of time. So what the suggestion is, and there's even architects that have sued the municipality because of loss of income because of the time this process takes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think the solution here, this is the global solution, is to go electronic. Larger metropolitans like Cape Town, Tshwane did it, KZN. The municipalities are electronic submissions. So you can literally be an architect in Centurion, literally, and submit a plan in Cape Town and the approval stage like this. You don't wait like in Polokwane or the smaller municipalities.
All right, let's just say I've been waiting for some time, Philip. Personally, I feel there's something that I need to do just to speed the process up within reasonable bounds. What do I do personally? What do I do for that approval, for that response?
Are you asking legal or illegal? I'm joking.
I'm gonna give you both. I'm gonna give you both.
Okay, Philip.
Firstly, be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Be there every day, follow up. This is why you need a SACAP approved architect that knows the process, that also drew according to SANS 10-400 specifications. They even use runners, these architects that go in every single day to the right room. If you had to do this, you're going to go to the wrong department. They're going to send you to Kamer 23. You're going to sit there and wait. So that's, all right. So Just to give you this little tidbit, um, the Peter Mokaba Stadium only received approval on the SDP after the World Cup has passed.
Aibo, never. Are you for real?
I am 100% for
The
it.
audacity. Like, so you went through a World Cup.
Built the stadium, went through the World Cup, and then the SDP was approved. The plans were not even approved by this stage.
But the stadium was built.
Yes.
They were like, let's
So
just
they
go
passed
ahead.
it on a Section 76.
Oh, wow.
You know, which is a very rare thing. It's only on large infrastructure projects, but I
Yeah.
mean, this thing needed to be built. There was a deadline.
And that was a deadline, yeah.
So, yeah, so you need to follow up on a daily basis, bi-daily, like every second day. You need to be there, ask, call in, be on their backs, follow up. And then, you know, it doesn't hurt to pay a motivation fee. Bribe is such a strong word.
Hello.
No, you know what? Honestly, the reputable architects won't do that because it belittles their profession. But you do get the fly-by-night, architects, and then then you don't even know if your plan's on standard and if they say CAP approved, but your plans will be approved.
Like, imagine, like, if just the options we've resorted to just because of trying to get all these approvals and everything.
Like I said, the problem is some architects have even sued the municipality. In 2017, the mayor at that time even promised some of the architects in town, they were at a conference, and they promised that they're all working on the process.
Which year was this?
2017.
We're in 2025.
Yes. How perceptive of you. So that's the problem. The process takes way too long, and this hampers building, and that affects the property market in general because now there's less houses, and what happens with supply and demand? The price goes up. So we are more expensive because of this slow building plan submissions, and especially when Spluma came in, there was now all of a sudden 70,000 plans that needed to be approved. How are you going to do that using this process? You're not sure. You need to automate like the larger metropolitan areas have done, but they do complain that budget is an issue.
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll leave the conversation here. At least people know that if they're going to be getting into this process, it's going to be one long process.
It's tedious, and it's better if you use somebody that knows the process, that drafts plans regularly. That does this as a profession, not just somebody who, I'll dabble in it.
Everything you can do yourself.
Well, remember, you'll need to get whatever plans you draw, you're going to need to get approved and redrawn. And the architect won't charge you the squares, but there will be like an added service fee. I mean, you need to rubber stamp it.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave it here for today. Philip, thank you for coming through and helping us. That's broker and owner of REMAX, Philip Skuman.
Thanks for having me, guys.